I figured, well, the computer's warmed up. Might as well turn it on, right? Come on my channel real quick after that, right? And I won't always wear earrings. Like you see, my light's changed. I'm not wearing my necklace, so I'm not on both things. I'm just on my channel, hanging out with my crew. But I said to people, I won't always wear earrings, but are these disco balls just fun? I got them at Hobby Lobby. They are so much fun. And I read this on the lifeboat tonight. A disco ball is hundreds of pieces of broken glass put together to make a magical ball of light. You aren't broken, you're a disco ball. So to my crew, welcome. And I thought they were just fun to wear because we were trying to have fun. I feel like kind of once I go on there, I have to come on here and kind of decompress a little bit. I did better tonight. I wasn't so nervous. Yesterday, I was like, "Oh my goodness gracious! I didn't want to do it. I wanted to do such a great honor to the boat and to Captain Calhoun and message him today. I'll come on again because apparently people liked it. So here I am. So I get some notes from people that felt that there was topics that need to be talked about. There's the fibromyalgia point of view. There's different aspects of it, and if people can learn something, I probably am going to do a little bit of research on certain topics and stuff. But a lot of my stuff is life experience. I think that in your world, you can do a lot learning from people from what they have been through. There is so much to learn from what they have been through. I guess I should look at the comments over here. Y'all, I am going to be upgrading my to StreamYard tomorrow so that I can hopefully get to the point where we're able to. Hi, Sarah. You're sitting crocheting, waiting for my youngest to get off work, my eldest when he is off. That's a good thing to do, right? I have a basket. Okay. You know, I did put away my yarn the other day just to have fun. I didn't show you all my cotton yarn. This is all my cotton yarn. A lot of it, I always get it at 30% off. It's always the Hobby Lobby. That's my favorite cotton yarn. Um, but like this one was on that clearance when Hobby Lobby has it. It was $1.49. And I just piled it in. But this is my cotton yarn project right now. And I have a big project I'm working on for a certain thing. And I want to do a lot of them, so I just have them on hand. Because they make great gifts. And so I have a pattern, and no, I'm sorry, I'm not sharing my pattern. For soap, what I call soap caddies. But you can look on the internet, find soap savers, and put your own together. I'm not sharing my pattern. I can't. So just there. But you can go look at soap savers. They're, Bag a Day has them and everything. But I am working on my soap caddies. Now this I can do in the round beautifully. Why I can't make a trophy in the round that looks halfway decent, I'd like to really know. Everybody likes my floppy trophy. But anyway, I do soap savers. And I have a big project I'm working on. I have to make like 100 of these. And I'd even be willing to do them for, I think it'd be a great, anybody that's getting married. I'd be willing to, work with a bride that's getting married and maybe do them for like $3 a soap saver for a favor gift. I think it'd be great. I call them soap caddies because of the lifeboat. I sent one to Tommy and his brother, and he named it Soap Caddy, and it just stuck. So that's what I do. I've got all these, and I've got to tie in the little ends. This is all I do is I tie in the little end here. I got to tie that in, and then I put the string in each one. So then I do that, but I have to sit and do all that. That's the only end I have to do and tie in. And I've got more in here that I'm working on. So the ones in the basket are not, the ends are not tied in yet. But that is my current project, or one of my projects. I have one of many, I should say. Plus, I have ones I have tied in the ends too. They're in this bin. So I can do one in about a half an hour flat. And so these ones I have tied in the end. But I don't even know what my last count was of them. But I have them in a certain order so that I know which ones I have to do and put in. But I have to make like at least 100. Hi, Sarah. At least 100 too. Hi, Butter. At least 100 of them. I don't know how many I have in here, but this is the bin. And all of these over here, I should say all over here, right? Those are all the ones that I have done. All of those. And then, so I'm just making all of them that I can because they do make great gifts to have if somebody's getting married or what have you. And then I have a bag here that I put all of my ends in. But I'm going to be upgrading StreamYard, so I will be transferring over to StreamYard. But I have a bag with all of my ends, all these little tiny leftover cotton scraps that I can make the tires with. So, because I won't waste any yarn if I can help it. So that's my current project. And I'll try to do like at least one a day. At least 2 a day. But I have a deadline on that one. But I have found the best place to find the cotton yarn is through Hobby Lobby. But this is my stash. That's the stash. I got it all at 30% off. And some of them, like this one was another. They don't have this anymore. The Yarn B Premier Supreme. This was another one I got for $1.49. So, but the Hobby Lobby, it's the nicest cotton. And any of the cottons I get, I always wait till they're 30% off. But I don't, yeah, I love, I've tried some of the other cottons are so rough. I don't like them. The ones at Walmart are terrible. I've tried them. I hate working with them. They're not as soft. And, you know, the caddies are great because we have something called Amish. We love Amish farm soap. Love it. It's pretty inexpensive. For a bag of 10, it's like they're 5 bars of soap, and they're huge bars of soap for like $10. And love their soap. And my husband loves his soap caddy, and everybody I've given to them to, they love them, and they say they use them, and so I just keep them as I do them as gifts. I'm not giving out my pattern. I have a Pacific pattern for Blessed to Crochet. It's not getting out, but there are tons and tons of soap caddies. They're not that hard to make. there are tons of soap caddy patterns out there that you can go on YouTube anytime and put up or soap saver, soap holder, whatever. But they're great because then you put the soap in, and then when you're done, you throw it in the wash, and then you put another bar of soap in. And it's great. It makes for a great gift. I usually put that, or I'll keep some in my purse. And then if I'm meeting somebody and they're like, oh, and I'm wearing something that's crochet, or I'm talking about my crochet, or talking about my YouTube channel, I can pull out a soap saver that maybe didn't cost maybe like $1 to make, and I can hand them to them and say, here you go. Well, then it's something in their hands that they're using every day and they're going to come to love. So if you're running like a crochet business or something like this, have something on hand. I mean, I can get a lot out of a skein of yarn and a half an hour of my time to do a soap saver. Or another thing that I enjoy making is those things you put on and I've got hair bands in here, the things you put on the stoves so that you can put your towels in it and the towels don't fall down. You know, I have a bad back, as people probably know. And man alive, I was sitting there saying to my mom, there's got to be something we can do so we don't have the towels falling all over the place. And I'd pick them up about 1,000 times a day. And I thought, sure, I can figure out something to crochet. And those things are awesome. And I just use plain acrylic yarn. I don't even use cotton. I use plain acrylic yarn. You go on and you look at them and the towel holders and you put them on. Best invention in the world. Have not had to pick up a towel very often. And I've done those. Those are another thing to do if you're running a small thing. What, the little headband things cost like $2? And so you use I've got scraps of yarns that I'm probably never going to use for anything else. And I should bust some of those out and have them in my thing and just be able, and I have a little thing and I just could hand them out and say, here you go. Then what they are literally using either my soap caddy or they're using that every day. So that's a great thing it's a great promotional thing. Find something that you can hand somebody other than a business card that's going to go in the trash. Find something that you can hand them out that you can say, here you go. Do something. I love the towel holders. The soap caddies are great. Our soap savers, soap holders, whatever you want to call them. Find something that's not going to take you very long. I can do one of those soap towel holder things in a half an hour. I don't want to spend a lot of time on it. I just want to have something in my purse, something in my car. Somebody says to me, oh, that's something you're wearing. That's great. I find, and usually I will find a wearable that somebody else has done. I don't know if I'll ever be able to write a pattern. I don't know. I know I don't want to teach how to do it. I don't want to teach it. But if you have something that you can hand them and say here, and then they're using it every day, it's a great reminder. Oh, yeah, the lady with the YouTube channel with the disco balls in her ears. I am having just a ball doing the lifeboat. I am just having a ball. And I was so encouraged today because I was talking to Spanx, the captain, and I was sitting there going, he said a lot of people reached out and wanted to do it today. And I said, well, I figured somebody had to be the first one to say, yep, I'll do it. It's amazing when you have it in your life where you're kind of afraid to do something and someone else does it. And you go, oh, that wasn't as scary. That wasn't as, a big deal as I thought it was. So, but I'm going to switch to StreamYard. So we're going to have StreamYard up and running. So I'll be able to put comments up. I'm done with trying to figure OBS. I think my computer likes StreamYard better because my computer is old like this girl. And I said to the lifeboat crew, I've already going to reserve a time for June 18th for my birthday because we're going to party like it's 1999. right? And I said, I'll do one there and then we'll have a birthday party here. And I'm going to celebrate my 29th birthday again. And nobody can talk me out of it. I've done it every year. So anyway, and we are at, let's see where we're at. We're getting there. We're at 414 subs. The only thing I want for my birthday is 500 subs, and it would be even awesome on the birthday gift if I could have all my 3,000 watch hours. That would be awesome sauce. Some words you probably haven't heard for a while. Awesome sauce. That would be, yeah, I have isn't that crazy, y'all? It shows I have 414 subscribers and 414 watch hours. But I have 3K in shorts because of Miss Mocha, that little superstar when it comes to shorts. But that's my only birthday gift is I want 500 subs. And if I get the watch hours to boot, that'll be even more amazing. Then I could have super chats on my birthday. That would be awesome. I was talking to everybody tonight because I had done a video of why I wanted to do YouTube. I have some goals. When my dad passed away, he left some bills that I'd like to be able to say, here, Mom, don't worry about them. Take them, pay them off. And you're a June baby. We'll see. We'll celebrate all the June babies. I'm going to have my daughter. She has a song that she kind of sings. And I said, I want you to do me a favor. And she kind of does her own twist on it. And I said, I want you to do it on a recording and send it to me. And then that way, when everybody, in the first of the month, I'm going to do a show. And when on that show, I'm going to have her sing everybody happy birthday on my phone every month. I thought that would be really cool. You do not want to hear me sing at all, but she does a great version of happy birthday. So I want to be able to be able to hand her that, to be able to take care of that. My husband needs a diabetic service dog. So I want to be able to get him that eventually, and that's a $15,000 to $20,000 cost. My daughter has finally said at her age, and that's fine, she wants to be a dog trainer. And we are going to probably start a PayPal, or not PayPal, but I will sign up a PayPal account, but I also will probably be doing a GoFundMe account for her. That anybody that wants to help, because that's about a $5,000 cost for her to be able to go be a dog trainer, but she would be amazing at it. And so it was funny because her husband said, I don't know if your mom can do it. And she's like, you don't know my mom. And it's the truth. I raised, Jordan cost $15,000 and I did it. It just took time, but I did it. And so when I'm determined to do something, I think she'd make a great dog trainer. She wants to help work, especially with pit bulls and dogs that especially have, kind of, she really loves dogs that are, have been, what is it? I can't think of it. They're kind of the underdogs, and she wants to work with those kind of dogs. They've really just had, a lot happen in their life, and she just loves dogs tremendously, and that's what she wants to do. So I want to do that. And if this YouTube channel can help with that, or if the community can help with that as I grow, that would be great for her. I know it would mean a tremendous amount. I want to be able to give to the Lifeboat for people that need medically assisted treatment. I want to be able to give to our church, and I want to be able to send blessing boxes out, which I told people on the Lifeboat today, and they thought it was awesome. I know how much yarn can be. This cotton yarn just for this, what is it, like $3.99 or something like that for that? This is $3.99. But to make a blanket, it can cost $60. No joke. And, sometimes 40, sometimes 30, it can be expensive, or doing a hat and scarf. And so people that are on low incomes that maybe not be able to afford, some yarn, but would like to have yarn to be able to crochet hats and scarves and blankets. And, shelters will take, dog and cat shelters will take blankets from people, hats and scarves, and be able to do that and turn it over and bless somebody else. And it takes their mind off their pain that they're dealing with. Maybe be able to put some adult coloring books inside. Maybe put the Lifeboat journal in there. That's what I would like to do. And everybody loved that idea. And I thought I would like to be able to set up blessing boxes where they're able to have, something, to be able to work on while they're dealing with chronic pain. And if it helps, it's wonderful. That's what I want to do. I don't want any of it. I'm not looking at this channel for this. I'm looking at the channel of all the amazing connections and friends I have and the people I've gained. And I'm just sitting here going, man, you love that too, Butter. I'm Butterroll. I just love it. That's what I want to do. I don't need any, I don't want any of it. That's, and people can sit there and I have a huge heart. And I'm getting priceless connection out of this. I can't tell people how much. And I can't do it without getting emotional. How much the Lifeboat and the Lifeboat family and the people on my channel have just, it's just, when I'm having a hard day, you all are rock stars for me. And when you're dealing with fibromyalgia, it happens more than you would like to happen. Pain can really be a stealer of joy. I find it where it's like, oh, Lord, please, I have to get up and I hurt. Can I just have a day where I don't hurt? I was going through a really rough day one day and I just was just in tears. And I said to my husband, I'm just tired of hurting. There's emotional hurt going on and there was physical pain going on. I'm like, I'm so tired of hurting. And, that's where that's why I feel like it's such a powerful tool to get on the Lifeboat and talk about it. Because people don't understand that the emotional part of it, the visible disability part of it. And to me, anybody that's on that channel that has a problem with an addiction, I don't love you any less. I don't think of you any less. We all struggle with something. I struggle with food. I sit there having a real struggle sometimes with food. I find it difficult. And I have to be a struggle with it. And so, we have to realize that that's part of it. And, I struggle with it. Doesn't make me any different. It doesn't make me any different than it would be if I was somebody who had problems with drugs or alcohol. I'm no different. I'm not better than or anything. My heart goes there to people that are struggling with. I'm just letting people know I'm live. People that are struggling with drugs and alcohol. I've had family. I've watched it, seen it. It's affected my family in a very powerful way. I told my story about my uncle and surviving together, and I made sure, dang on it, that I told it in a way that at the very end of the story, the main focus was not he's an alcoholic. I wanted to balance it by showing what alcohol did to him, But I wanted to balance it with he's a person who had been through hell and back. And I wanted to honor him in the midst of it. And I did that. And I was very grateful I did. And I ended it emotionally. I ended that with, an emotional thing. But to me, if you're struggling with something, don't struggle in silence. You're not going to struggle in silence here. There was somebody that popped up on the lifeboat today. So I went back live again and they said, I'm lurking. But I think she said, I'm lurking, but I deal with fibromyalgia. And she said, I just thank you. You're giving me a different perspective. And somebody else said, because I told them, I said, y'all realize it takes 200 hours. Love you, Flamin' Jackson. Takes 200 hours to connect with somebody. 200 hours. People were floored by that. I said, we went through a Bible study and there was a lot of great topics, but that stuck out to me like a huge thing. So if we have 200 hours to connect with somebody, how many hours have we invested into this lifeboat and connecting with Tommy? Now we have to take that same amount of time and connect with Calhoun. And I'm finding out because I'm kind of in the back end of it and the backstage, and I'm talking to him behind the scenes a little bit and I'm connecting with him. And I think he is just the coolest dude. He is just so mellow and just so cool. And just really, I'm just connecting with him. And he's just really an awesome guy. And we have to realize 200 hours is a lot of hours. And if we're not trying to invest in connecting, and, people that are on the channels and they're doing this live stream feed, thing, it's a whole different person, a whole different mother than the ones that are just putting up content and videos. They don't have to be on here talking and interacting. But there's more and more crochet channels I'm seeing as I'm making an effort to pop into those crochet channels, especially ones that will let you do live content. They're doing live content. I would like to be on their board just to sit there and pull out a crochet hook and just talk and chit chat. But I'm purposely going into them, and you're hearing more and more about people that are going, we're here just for the connection. They need that. This live content feed is important. It is really, really important. And if you're dealing with a chronic illness, then there's times where maybe going out is very difficult. There were several people in the chat tonight over at the boat as I was streaming on my channel too. They were talking about caregiving. Hi, Lydia. So glad you popped into the lifeboat. That we're talking about caregiving and how exhausting it is. Goodness night, if you're exhausted from caregiving, you don't have the energy to go out and go out and maybe go out and sit with somebody and sit and have lunch. You're just too tired. So this live content thing, boy, oh boy, it's really, really awesome. I also need to get on my Facebook and sit and do I used to do a lot more, and not a ton, but a Facebook Live, and I need to do one to let people know that I've got a YouTube channel. And one thing I learned is that if you will go onto somebody's channel, because the YouTube things like to unsubscribe, and if you go on their channel, I'm glad you're here too, Lydia. If you go on their channel and just watch a short in full, you hear so many different things of what works and what doesn't. But you watch it in full and you leave a comment. So if it's telling you, go watch a short, go watch it in full, go watch a couple shorts, give some thumbs up, leave a message. That should, along with saying all notifications, should fix the problem about the YouTube's unsubscribing you. Well, Dorothy, great love. But you suffer from chronic pain, and I'm a caregiver as well. Well, Dorothy, if you know what, it's not, here's a great point. It is not, I tell people, listen, I deal with my chronic pain, fibromyalgia, and there's days it sucks. You can tell in my eyes I've gotten a migraine. My husband will look at me and go, "Oh, you're getting a migraine today," and then tell it. I know when I get those stupid little shakes where I get really cold because my body is exhausted. It's trying to take the energy of dealing with the pain, and so it'll get really, really cold. Because it's burning energy to kind of deal with the thing, the pain level. And so I'll get really cold and I have to be under bunches of blankets. And I'll have to just lay still for like a couple hours and let the medicine work and calm my body down, let all the stuff calm down. I have the panic attacks. I don't really suffer from depression too much, in the sense that I sometimes I get depressed just because the pain gets, annoying. I deal with anxiety. Yeah, I know. I know you understand, and I'm grateful for that. And I can talk about all those things, and I'm glad I can, because I can be here as a way of support. But what I'm trying to say to you is, if you can come here, like I did in the lifeboat one day where I said, I hate the dump. Tommy's like, this is the place to dump. Please dump. If I know, I want people to know, don't feel sorry for me. This is not a feel sorry bit. This is, I need you to know how I am feeling, because you may be dealing with someone in your life dealing with this. And you need to know how to approach them. You need to know what it's like. There was somebody on the boat tonight who was talking about the fact that they've lost friends over that. If you are dealing with somebody who has a chronic illness or pain level, and they're having a bad day, and they were supposed to go someplace and do something, and they can't do it, then why, as a friend, wouldn't you not be understanding about that? I don't get that. If I had a friend who was dealing with something and they called me up and said, I just can't do it, you know what I'd be doing? Unless they had a cat, I'd be saying, because I'm allergic to cats, I'm coming over. Would you like me to come over? Can I bring a cup of coffee? Can we just sit and watch a movie? They could either say yes or no, but they may jump at the chance. And they may say to me, you know what? Can you bring, do you mind if I'm in my pajamas? I don't care. I'm in pain today. I'm not sure how long I'll be here. My knee is killing me. Oh, my back hurts too. I'm so sorry, Lydia. Oh. Prayers. Ones for Miss Lydia. I'm so sorry. Feel better, hon. I had a friend, and this was not easy, let me tell you. When Christina was getting married, and it was a couple weeks prior to the wedding. Now, mind you, we had over 100 people. 2 people were coming from international. There were people coming from Florida. And we had I had a friend who would call me on the messenger and just say, I need you to just be there. She was from Florida, longtime friend. She has since passed. I just need you to be there. And I said to her, I will do my best to be there for you. And so I got on the phone and Lori, and I said, Lori, I'll do my best to be there. And I would get on the phone and I said, I may have to put you on mute. I have so many things to get done for Christina's wedding. I cannot focus on tremendous stuff, but I'll just be there. And every once in a while she said, Mary, And I'm like, I'm here. Let me just tell you, it was not easy. I think she was going through some mental issues. But she would call me up and she would say, I'm naked. And there were times where I was seeing more than I wanted to see. I was there for that. I was there for the friend. And I look back at that now and I just think, thank you, Lord, that I could be there because she's no longer here. And I'd stay on the phone for like 8 hours on Messenger. She'd call me in the middle of the night. I'd get on and I'd say, I'm just there. It was really hard. And I was sitting here going, there was nothing that I could do. I was in Ohio, she's in Florida. All I could do is be there through video chat. And I could just encourage her and I could just tell her I love her. And I'm glad I did. I'm really glad I did. And then she just took a nosedive and passed away. But it's not necessarily, but I don't want people feeling sorry for me either. So I totally understand it. Totally 100% understand it. I don't want people feeling sorry for me either, Dorothy. I hope I said it right. I don't want people feeling sorry for me either. But also, I realize that talking about it is really, really important. Find somebody within your group of people, whether it's me, whether it's somebody else that you can be close to. And here's another aspect of that too. Let them know that they don't, you're not asking them to fix it. They can't fix it. They don't even have to understand it. You just need them to listen to you. Because you don't want to get to a point where you're just stuffing. And then you're not having a place and an outlet. I understand. Thankfully, I haven't had that. I have a family that understands. However, when you are dealing with chronic pain, it looks to a lot of people as an imaginary thing. You're just making up. If you would just walk more, if you would lose weight, if you would eat this right, if you would do this right, and all go away. I'd really like for it to all go away. Believe me. How much can I pay you? Would you like to take my pain for the day? Here's the way I feel about it. When you are dealing with a chronic illness, and this may be a little bit of my inner Lizzie coming out, you do not have the right to sit there and tell me unless you're living in my body. And just like the medication I take, you want to judge me? Go judge somebody else. You're not living in my body. You're not dealing with my pain. If it takes me 2 hours to crawl out of that bed the next day, and I sit there watching the lifeboat, catching up on this or whatever, and I'm sitting there drinking my coffee, and I don't get out of bed till 12, or I sleep till 12, like the day I hurt my back from the stupid vacuum cord that I tripped over as I was getting up out of a chair, and my back was screwed for a couple days. Well, I was exhausted. I didn't realize how tired I was. I mean, Wednesday, I literally was going, I walk and then I hold my breath because the pain was so bad in my back. And people were like, well, you should just move around. I'm like, I can't move around. I have to let this inflammation calm down. What was crazy about the whole thing was, and I didn't realize, is if I laid on my side, which was my left side, which is the side that was hurting, it was actually less painful than laying on the opposite side. I wasn't sleeping the way I needed to be sleeping, and I was dealing with a heightened pain level than what my body was used to. So here's the thing. I think it was Thursday. Wednesday was hard. Thursday got better. Today is even better. And Thursday, I literally went to bed at 12 and I slept till 11 o'clock in the morning. I was that tired. My husband's like, "Good morning, sunshine." And he said, "You were out." I said, "I think I woke up in the middle of the night. I catched crickets live." And I said, "Hey, how you, hello." And I went back to sleep. She lulled me back to sleep. I literally slept. And that may seem excessive to most people. You slept for 11 hours. I was done, tired. I don't think I got moving until about 2 o'clock in the afternoon. And if people didn't understand it, I really don't give a flippy flip. Do you know what heck and high water I went through on Wednesday? Oh, my Lord. When I tripped over that darn vacuum cord at my daughter's old apartment, and I, for an hour and a half, didn't realize what was happening. And then I got out of the car as we went to lunch going, I've done something to my back. And by the time we got home, I was like, oh my goodness gracious. People don't know how exhausting pain can be. It is brutal. And I will be praying for you and your family because that's really hard. It's one of the reasons why to me getting on the lifeboat is so important because that it's because I want people to understand. Like I tried to say to people, listen, you need to get educated on different things, whether you're experienced it with or not. You need to have some experience with it. I just put in the last live I did, which was simulcast on my channel and the Lifeboat. I just stuck that one in. That was the one I did. And then below that, if anybody wants to join and subscribe, the Lifeboat is amazing. If you're not familiar with that, it is a great place to go dump. There's a lot of people that are understanding and they're going to understand, and you have a place to talk. Please find that, Dorothy. Please find that. And you can go to our Lighthouse Beacons and join that on Facebook. Reach out if you need someone to talk to. I'm not going to have anybody suffer in silence. They're not. Where there's no need for it. No need. I will also be on My Other's Keeper. I think I want to say the 28th. I think. You're connected with Lifeboat. Okay. I've seen you. I think my brain is fried. My brain is going. The Lifeboat. Not the Lifeboat. My Other's Keeper. I will be on her channel. For those that don't know it. The 25th, I think she said. I'm on there on the Fridays when we do game day. But I will be on there on Thursday this week. I think. I gotta check with her, but I think. Talking about multiple sclerosis. Because my grandfather dealt with that. So I told her I'd come on and talk about it from a caregiver perspective. But anyway. So, we just do trivia. Last time we just got on and chit-chatted. I was not in the mood to come on via camera. I was doing something that day. And was I getting rid of... No, that was Saturday. Did I do the Lifeboat Saturday? I did the Lifeboat yesterday. So I was doing something Friday. And I just didn't get on. But we just get on and we just play trivia. Or we'll just chit-chat on Fridays on her channel. But I will be on... I will be on my channel or her channel talking about multiple sclerosis. So my grandfather dealt with that. So, anyway, but I'm just having a hoot. I was so much more confident and so much more confident and just, but I feel like when I get done with that, I have to go to my channel and do some decompressing. Last night I couldn't fall asleep till like 3:00 in the morning. I was just like, it has been a dream of mine to some degree to get on the lifeboat and talk, and to, and it was so true because a lot of people were saying it was so nice to put a face to the name that they had seen in the chat, the Blessed to Crochet and the Mary Jones. Hello, Maritza. Hi, Misha. Oh, I love you. I'm doing the thing. I'm doing it. You're doing the dang thing. Yes. I think I've gotten other people to kind of go. Captain Calhoun was like, yeah, other people messaged me out and said, yeah, I want to come on. So I think that there was a lot of people that went to, but well, just go take your medication, Lydia, and rest and get some ice on it. And we're praying for you. Believe me, we are praying for you. And so I maybe got the ball rolling. That's for Lydia. Someone's for Lydia for some prayers, and feel better. Please take care of yourself. But I will be tomorrow. I said to Spanx, I'm stepping out on faith here. I'm going to upgrade because right now I'm using StreamYard for free, but I'm going to upgrade to the basic, which means that I can do a lot more. And I think my computer likes StreamYard better. It doesn't seem to be as tasking as OBS. I just cannot figure out how to get the dang on chat on OBS. I have tried every which way. I've looked at the YouTube videos. I'm like, I'm done. Listen, I'm to some degree like Tommy. I need it. Let's do it. I may need the training wheels for a while. So, and in order to, I can't, the goal of the lifeboat is so that Spanx can not have to be there being the producer. So there's no way that he can do these ripples and be the producer and have to be there doing it all the time. That will be difficult to say the least. So if we can do it so the other person can control everything and he can just come in and open his door and not show himself and then leave after people get used, of course, to the ripples and the introductions and all that kind of stuff, that's the ideal way of doing it. So, if I can upgrade, then I can do everything on mine and then just send him the invite. But I think you have to upgrade to the basic in order to like dual stream, which you can't do if you have the free one. So I hate to spend the $200 and some odd dollars, but I said to the Lord, I'm going here on faith. I don't know if people heard my story yesterday, but I had earrings on. And when we interned my dad, we went and stayed in some kind of this park that had these hotel. It was in the Hudson. It was and love YouTube, been absent lately. Finally got a big desktop working. It's been ever since I was working on Christina's funeral, and my PC blew up. A whole year's worth of disassociation on hold. Well, Misha, if there is anything that I can do, you can call me. And I'm here for you. We all are here for you. You are all in our prayers, all in our thoughts. And I'm telling you, you have got the biggest and sweetest heart of anybody I've ever met. And that's just honest to God. And I love you. And you got this, and we got it. Yep. It's like $240 to upgrade for a year of StreamYard for it to go from free to basic. But if you have the free, like if If you have the free, I could not send, the life Spanx invite to come onto my channel on the free one. He can do it. I can, when I go into the back office of StreamYard, I can see stream to your channel. I can't do it on the basic. I've tried. I have to upgrade to it. I hate to spend the money, but I'm going to spend it. I'm going to walk on faith. But the other day, I was about ready to do my first live. And when I do a live, I change this to, so you know, you are not. I change this to this color when I'm on the lifeboat. And I have this necklace, which is an anchor I got in representation of my dad. And then people know that I'm live on both channels. All right, Misha, I love you. And so we went to that. I was going live for the first time, and I decided that thing back there, you kind of see Elvis's face a little bit. I said, I'm going to clear this off. We're going to start this off right because it had a bunch of mess on it. I know I'm going to start this off right because StreamYard does my camera different than OBS does. And would you know that I moved my Cricut? Now, I have moved that dang on machine more than once. I lost the earrings I wore yesterday that I got when we interred my dad and we went for the weekend, and we went to this park that had cabins and so forth. And I got those earrings that weekend. And I kind of bummed myself out. I couldn't find the other earring. And I thought, oh, well, I'll find it when we move. It's under the cabinet, whatever. Do you know I moved that Cricut yesterday? That Cricut that I had moved probably for the past 6, 7, 8 months. And would you believe it? But that dang on earring was underneath that Cricut. And I said, thanks. And I chose to wear those earrings yesterday. I said, Dad, thanks. I'm your daughter. He could talk. Believe me, he could talk. I've been using OBS with my laptop. It's too old. Thank God I finally got a bigger one again. Once it's rolling, I go live and test it again. It works right. I can see how it works. OBS is free, but by the way, open source. It is, but I cannot figure out how to get the dang on chat through OBS. I have tried every which way but loose. And OBS is more difficult to bring people on and off. And you did. I can't figure it out for nothing. Nope, I can't figure it out. I've tried figuring it out. I've tried to open Streamlabs, and then you're supposed to do this. I've tried to figure out Streamlabs, and it's probably my computer. My computer she's no girl. And down the road, I will give funds to my son-in-law and say, build me one. And I can guarantee you it'll be 10 times better than anything in the store. Well, you do what you need to do for yours. Give me a day or two to spend all that. Promises, but maybe. And so I'll give him the funds and say, go build me a computer. But right now, the computer I have is my husband got it from oh goodness, it was like a closeout store, and somebody was going out of business. It was some kind of really big department store, and him and a friend went, and they were selling these computer things, that they used at the registers. And he got it for like $20. So it's got a nice big screen and what have you. And I had a friend, we got it home, couldn't get the thing up and running for nothing because they had taken out the hard drive. So we had a friend of ours who, all in one point of sale. Yes. We had a friend that knew how to do computer stuff. And so he took the computer, he got it up and running, and he put a laptop hard drive in it. So that was at least, oh my gosh, we were still in Florida. I'm thinking probably it was maybe 9 years ago, maybe 8, something like that. So it's running on whatever hard drive is in this thing. It is like a laptop, and it runs slow. It does not have too much memory, but it works. I'm able to go live, but it seems to like StreamYard better. It doesn't make that. I was on yesterday and somebody's like, is that a Roomba? I'm like, no, that's my computer telling me it is needing to cool itself off for a moment. So it seems to like StreamYard better. It doesn't seem like it works as hard. And so I'm just going to listen. Sometimes God just says, walk on that water and walk on faith, girl. I got you. And if that earring wasn't a sign that I was supposed to be doing this yesterday, it was a sign like you couldn't believe. I was looked at going up all the days to find that darn earring was yesterday. And I thought, God just opened such a door for me. I'm just so blessed. My laptop's in 2012, and I've worked on it like a dog. So happy to get back in my old files. Now some of my pictures I thought I lost memories. Oh, I'm so glad. I'm so glad, Misha. I'm so glad. So, you know, I'm just sitting there going, I'm just going to do it. I'm just going to do it. I'm just going to do it. It'll open some things up for me. Open the ability. Kristen and I are going to get together. We may have a late night pajama party. We're going to try to get together and chit chat a little bit. My Kristen Melinda. We're also going to get on. Of course, I will need to work. I have much, like I said to Spanx, you're going to go and sell your life. Happy to see what you're doing. It's inspiring. Well, you inspire me, girl. I'll just tell you that you inspire me. But I said, listen, I'm home a lot. So I said, I'm going to just float in where you need fixing or you need people. And like my other's keeper, I know she would like to do it, but she maybe can't do it, every day because there's going to be people like me and like others that are dealing with chronic illnesses, and we'll need to have somewhat of a flexible thing. And so I'll just go where I can. And I have the ability to do things and be flexible. But we're going to get on because she is raising a child with some special needs. And I have raised one. And I think it'll be a really, really good. We're going to have some really good topics because she deals with different things than I do. And I dealt with different things than she is dealing with. And she, it is inspiring for any mother who has had to raise a special needs individual to be able to have someone that they can look at and say, okay, there's hope. It's so nice, sweet. She says, you give me hope. I see your daughter. And, she told her story on My Other's Keeper. And there was times where and I chose not to say anything till she told her story first, where she was, there was times where I'm very lucky. Let me just tell you, it was through a connection that saved her life, where I'm thankful she's even here. Because I think if she had not had connection, and more importantly, if those people hadn't been connected to me, she may not be here. And that's just amazing that God protected that and loved her and, got her through it. And through the grace of God, that's what I have to say. But there's hope there, and people, again, just because you say, I don't deal with fibromyalgia and I don't deal with autism and I don't deal with this, get your tail into these places that are doing this live feeds and talking about them, because you need to educate yourself. There are people in this world that are autistic. And if you do not know what in the heck it is and not understand it, then when you come across somebody that has autism, you're not going to get it. They did something, there was this was years ago and I saw it on, where they were training police officers that if you come across somebody that does not look you in the eye, it does not necessarily mean that they're under the influence of alcohol or drugs. It means that they could be autistic, because autistic individuals will not look you in the eye. They have a very, very difficult time doing that. That is something that you have to work with. And to this day, my daughter, when she's looking at me, she has a very hard time, even today, looking me straight in the eye. It doesn't happen, but it doesn't mean they're any less intelligent. But, you know, we need to get into educating ourselves, into learning about it. And so, you know, people that have invisible disabilities, we can understand it. And to some degree, we may not ever be able to totally understand it. There was a lady in our church in Florida. She lost her daughter to an overdose, and she has now gone to heaven, and she's with her daughter. I went to school with her daughter. But then there's another lady in our church that had a son who was incredibly disabled. He had the greatest smile. Oh my goodness, he had the greatest smile. And if I could ever do it, I'd love for her to come on and tell her story and tell his story, because it was amazing. And he has passed away from his disability. But they were, Sarah was still alive at the time when this gentleman passed away, and they could have understanding, because they both went through the loss of a child, which I can't even begin to imagine what that's like. My heart goes out to Misha. I can't even begin to it. And what I often think of her, and I think of her daughter Christina, and I often have tears in my eyes, because my daughter's name is Christina, and it hits in a very special place in my heart, a very special place. But they couldn't necessarily understand each other, or not understand. They had both very different circumstances on how they lost their children. However, they both lost their children. So what do you have? You have common ground. But I don't know if they could totally understand what it was like for Sarah to lose her child to an overdose, as maybe what it was like for this other lady to lose her child the other way. And so we don't have to understand. We can have similar circumstances and situations, or maybe we haven't. I've never experienced that. Thank the Lord so far. I hope I never have to. However, just because I haven't walked down that path doesn't mean that I can't try to understand, or have compassion, or love, or just be there to hold their hand, or if they want to call me on the phone. And just if they need to cry for 20 minutes, then let them cry. I have so much to tell, but I don't know how to bring it together, so I won't sound like I'm rambling. If you can type, I know for myself, this has become my journal. It honestly has. I can crochet for hours. I cannot write for hours. I can write for you don't want to see my handwriting. It's terrible. I just can't write for long periods of time. It hurts too bad. But I'm going to start journaling. I'm going to set myself up an email address that only I can have and I can see. And I don't care whether I voice text. And you know how sometimes when you voice text, into the darn thing, it doesn't always come out the way you're supposed to do it. You can say something and I'll take it off. Totally different direction. I didn't say that, but it will. But if I can have an email address that I can just, even if it's just voice chat, and it's all jumbled up, does it matter? does it really matter? I'm getting it out from here, out in one way, shape, or form. Maybe I know they've had like audio journals. If you can write in a journal, whether it even makes any sense or not, it doesn't matter. You know, when my daughter was, your hands hurt? Well, see about doing the email. Because if you set up an email address that it's just going to go to, even if you just send it and delete it, it doesn't matter. And you can actually take your phone and speak it in. Does it really make a difference if it makes any sense? You're the only one that's reading it. Then you're not having to type anything in. You're just going, you know, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't, if it says my dog went to the grocery store or whatever it is, and you meant to say that your dog went to the park, does it really matter? No, it doesn't. It doesn't matter. But you're getting it out from here onto something. So that may be an idea, because then it's coming out. It doesn't have to make sense. And if it rambles, it's okay. Better it rambles than it's stuck in here. This has become my journal to some degree. I can talk a lot. I was on a live, and my mom's like, "You talked for an hour. I can never do that." I'm like, "I'm my daughter's dad, or my dad's daughter. I can do it. My dad did it all the time. I can talk. My husband will come in and go, "You having another meeting with yourself?" And I'm like, "Oh, yes. I have another meeting with myself." So the point is, you got to get it out here onto something. It doesn't matter necessarily how it comes out. And if you're the only one that does it and reads it, that's all that matters. There's a way. Like with my daughter and the fact that she needs to raise the funds to become a dog trainer. Like, I'll find a way. Just move out of my way. I'll find a way. There has to be a way. And if it means you set up an email and you send that account an email and you never see it, and you sit there and just voice text, my one suggestion with that is don't go back and try to make it perfect. If you voice chat into your thing and it comes up with stuff and it doesn't make any sense, don't. Just let it go. Let it roll. Let it ramble. Let it say whatever it says. Misspell words. Doesn't matter. Just, you're doing it. So what you just need to say, if that's how you need to do it, don't try to go back and try to correct it. Don't try to make it perfect, because you're the only one that's going to see it. But it would be a great way to do a journal without having to use your hands. And I thought, I need to... Nurses in here, I'll be back. I'm probably going to get off soon. I've been talking now for about 2 hours. And I think I'd like to go have my tea. So, do what you need to do. I'm going to set up an email. It's going to be my journal. And I'm just going to let it fly. I've been putting off. I've got to get that letter out to that family member, and I've been putting it off. And I said, okay, this week it's got to happen, Mary. You got to do it. I don't want to do it. I'm really struggling with it. I know I need to. I know I need to put it in writing, tell that person how I feel, send it off, knowing that most likely that'll be it. If they respond back, that's great. That's really hard. I'm really finding that harder than I thought, because I don't want it to be final. I want them to come back and work it out. And if they don't, then they don't. But it's going to be hard. It's going to be really, really hard. But I'll get through it. I will get through it. So anyway, I'm about ready to get off. I've now decompressed, but this is probably what I start doing after I come on the light boat. Coming on my channel and decompressing for a little bit and just hanging out. I probably need to bring my crochet hooks next time and just go, we're crocheting after the life and decompressing. I'm probably not going to come on tomorrow. I may come on here on my channel, but I probably am not going to come on the lifeboat. Maybe some other ripples need to come on. I don't want to overtake that. I will be glad to do it if he needs me. Absolutely. Tomorrow's also my therapy session with my counselor. And we didn't go last week because we were doing all that stuff with the storage unit and everything. I was just too tired. And I said to her, I can't unpack anything. I've unpacked way too much. I don't want to pack anything else or unpack anything. I fell asleep about 3 and I woke up at 8 and then I took about a half an hour nap and I'm tired. So I don't know. My daughter was here this afternoon, or I'd gone to bed probably about 2 o'clock this afternoon taking a nap, but she was here and I didn't want to. That's my signal. The eclipse. Oh, I got to figure out something. See, I could plug the lights into the computer or into this thing, but if I do that, then I've overdone it. But maybe now that I don't know. I keep hitting the whole thing. I need to find a cord that I can put down there that won't do that. But anyway, and I didn't realize when I was on the thing that my sign was like cut off halfway, but I fixed it. I couldn't take that. How do I do that without making anybody a little sick? Anyway, thanks for chatting. Thanks for decompressing. Nobody suffers in silence. And we're going to be here to help. You can come on this channel just so you know and ramble anytime, any way you want. I don't mind it. If you need to ramble and you need somebody to be here, that's what we're here for. And I'm glad that I've been put in a position. And apparently I'm good at it. And I always thought my mom used to tell me, you'd have made a great therapist. You'd have made a great therapist. Which I'm glad. She said, you listen well. I may throw out the other light by doing that. Who knows? We'll see. Pop on just so let's see. Did I do it or no? No. It's out. I got to plug it back in. I don't feel like bending my back to do that. So anyway, please feel free to do that. God made us to be lights to this world. He made us to shine bright. He made us to be beacons of light for the fact that he sent his son down on this earth to die for our sins. I cannot talk tremendously on the lifeboat, and I won't about my faith, but I will do it here. I will respect that. I do think it's a good idea because you have people coming in there, and if they're trying to get sober, they're trying to get sober. If they're in the throes of it, you have to let their mind get clean. So I know that that's not the place for it. I understand. Not everybody believes that. That's fine. I want to be respectful of that. I ask for people to be respectful on my end. They have been, and I appreciate that. I want to respect that. That's something that I want to respect. But here, as Tommy does on Rumble, my faith is my faith, and I believe in Christ. I believe he came to this earth, died on the cross for our sins, and without him, there's one way to heaven, and it's through Jesus. All you have to do is come to him, and he will accept him as your Savior, and he will forgive you, and he will wash you of your sins. And I know where I'm going when I leave this earth. Mandisa that passed away on Friday, she knew where she was going. She knew what, I put in my little, in the short, she overcame death because Jesus overcame it first. And so here on my channel, when I'm not streaming on the lifeboat, I'm not that I'm hiding my faith on the lifeboat either. I'm being respectful to if people want to send prayers or thoughts or good vibes or whatever they do, I know somebody asked me there what my zodiac sign was. I'm not into that, so I don't know. I don't really pay much attention to that, and that's fine. Everybody can have it. If they pay attention to the stars and the zodiacs, go right ahead and do that. Do your thing. But when it comes to where my faith stands, that's what I believe. And I will tell the world. And I'm going to shine light on that. I don't know where I'd be in my life without God coming beside me in so many places and times when I was mad at the world and mad at life and mad at him. And I walked away. He came looking for me. He came looking for his lost lamb and brought her back. And I am so grateful for the saving knowledge of Jesus Christ. And this is what I believe. And I thought, I can't do this channel. And if you notice my logo, there's a cross in it. I cannot do this channel without sharing that part of myself, because that part is a huge part of me. And I love you all. God did not make junk. He loves each and every one of you. I love each and every one of you. And we're going to grow this thing. If you all want to give me some watch hours, please do. I found a trick before I go. I know for myself, I do not like listening to myself. Now, sometimes I will rewatch my stuff like I have just to make myself get better. But I have this that I use at nighttime. And somebody said the trick about if you're trying to get watch hours, the volume has to be at a certain, percentage. But if you don't want to listen to yourself, just put your headphones in or do this, and then it will count as watch hours. So, and then I don't have to hear myself, which I love that idea. So I have a drawer here and I just stick that in, turn it on Bluetooth. And then when I'm running this, I'm on my personal account and I'm watching it. Or if I just want to turn that on and I'm watching something on the TV and I want to get some watch hours in, then I can, watch my show and listen to it through the headphones or the what have you. Hi, Mystdragon. I'm about ready to help off. How did I do? Again, see my lights. We're having another mini eclipse. And I'm not bending down to plug it back in. But I don't know I think you were there. My head's still spinning. But this way, I don't have to hear myself. So if I'm watching something on the TV, I can have my little headphone set plugged in and I can let my stuff run on my personal channel or my mom's channel or whatever. And then I can get the watch hours, but then I'm not having to listen to myself, which I thought was a great idea. Great idea. Did great. I just hope people love it. I hit it again. Oh boy. Well, there you can see me. I'm not going under this desk to plug it back in. I have to come up with something else. I guess that's the end of the show. See? Get those disco balls shining, y'all. I love y'all. I'm going to get out of here because apparently the show is done because my lights are telling me it's time for Mary to stop talking. I don't think I ever do that very well, do I? Love you all. Have a great night. And I'm going to figure out something so these lights stop turning off. And I don't have to bend to get them. I love you all. Stay connected. Thank you all for your support. I love each and every one of you. And have a great night. And shine real bright like a disco ball. Because we're broken. But you know what? Those disco balls aren't broken when they're all put together, are they? They're beautiful. Love you all. Have a great night. And I have to figure out how to do... I will... Mystdragon, before I leave, if you want to put your thing in, go ahead and put your link in real quick before I head off here. I'm on figuring out. I'm upgrading my StreamYard as of tomorrow. I'm going to take the leap of faith, and I'm just going to do it. Oh, let's see. That madness. I'm learning Brandon. Here we go. Because then I don't know how to do my outro. Wait for Mystdragon put in her link. People are going to think I'm in the dark. These are so fun. They're so fun. Have a good night, y'all. Stay connected, y'all. And thank you so much for your support. I love each and every one of you. I may see you tomorrow and I may not. We'll see. Talk to y'all later. Bye.